In prison, if you're turned out, you've been sodomized, tossed to the vultures, marked as a punk, forced into enslavement, or made a prison wife. You can be turned out through brute force, or they get you with threats and their con games. In the South, roughly 85% of the prison population is black, 15% white. Most of the victims tend to be white. Mindy started as a prison boy.
The game is in the penitentiary, a set of rules dealing with homosexual activity. You got what you call boys and sissies. Then you got your man.
Your man, the penitentiary daddy, the sissy, the reigning queens, the boys, punks, turnout errand runners.
I was looked at to be turned out, what they call fresh meat. I've had knives pulled on me. I've been told that I'd be on TV. My folks would see me on TV, dead, murdered in Limestone Penitentiary.
Limestone is the largest lockup in the nation's poorest prison system.
98% of the inmate population is dirt poor. So there's no such thing as pleasure in prison. Sure, I might be able to eat me a hamburger once a week if I know the right people. But that's nothing. That's nothing compared to sleeping up under air conditioning. That's nothing compared to watching the NBA Finals on a widescreen TV. This is a world within a world. You got everything under the sun here. You got homosexuality, run rampant. You got gambling. You got gangs. You got everything.
Junk food and toiletries from the commissary serve as legal tender in prison. Cash money is illegal, and any item not purchased from the prison store is contraband. So bags of instant coffee and candy are the money in the underground economy. The old rules that govern exactly how business is transacted in the penitentiary are as precise as NASDAQ.
The hustling part is because people don't have any money. This is how the game works. I ain't got no means of money. I got a box full of candy back there. Cookies, zuzus, and wham-whams is what they call it. I'm going to loan it to another inmate. I'll let you get a pack of cookies for 2 packs back next week. If a man borrows too much stuff, it gets too far in debt, either you fight for it and let him know I'm not going to pay you, so me and you just going to have to whoop each other's ass and we're going to go to lockup, or we're going to go back here and fuck, just ever how you want to do it. That's the way it works. He might have borrowed 10 suits and ended up fucking out his ass the rest of his life while he's here on account of 10 suits. Got him that way. Because 10 suits, if you can't pay it this week, it's going to cost you 20 suits next week. And the week after that, it's going to be 40 suits. So sooner or later, the man's going to step to you and tell you, hey, I'm tired of your shit.
Mindy was preyed upon by convicts who used the boo game. The boo game consists of terror tactics and loan sharking to turn a guy out.
One of the first things they're going to throw up is the stuff they've given you. You owe them for that. And then they kind of put the boo down with it, the boo game. And to where you owe them that plus interest, They try to get you in a bind.
Race, gang membership, smarts, black market profits all determine who's on top. Mark Moore, serving 20 for a gang shooting, was feared and respected at Limestone Correctional. Mark would become Mindy's man.
Mindy, that's his nickname. I gave him that nickname all. And he was my baby. I was comfortable with him. In prison, your boys or your sisters, that's like your wife or your woman on the street. On the streets, bring money or get you whatever. In prison, The more coffee you have, the more cigarettes and bullshit you have, it gets you what you want.
Gorilla Records is in full of busy. It's going down for the new millennium, baby. Y'all better tell them boys in there who I am, man. You know me.
Mark was notorious. He thrived in Limestone's Wild West atmosphere.
Back in the day, getting drunk and shit. Funny niggas to let them know I wasn't no punk and shit. You know, I put the stove on niggas, I load on niggas. Cannons and Jaguars, getting drove on niggas. You know, I got more candy on my ride than Reese's Pieces. Iceberg with creases to mess the ice on my teeth. You know, I told this freak I got a buffet at my suite. She said, for real? I said, I promise all the meat you can eat. You know, my enemies, my family gonna get fed. Bread and water ain't enough. We want some bacon and eggs. You know, I put a hit out of my crib by my ears. If it come at reincarnated, I'm gonna kill him again. You know.
As far as me being ashamed or having a complex about it, I don't. Because I'm a strong believer, if you got to be ashamed of something that you do, you shouldn't do it.
This society away from society mirrors the actual society out there. We have religion, we have schools, we have drugs, we have sex, we have all types of vices. And I tell you, I wouldn't want to work in a prison that didn't have some vices in it. And sometimes those things keep them busy. That keeps them out of our hair. Now, there again, I don't condone it. And if we catch them, we'll punish them. But I know it goes on, and it probably does have some element of helping us keep control.
More shit, like coffee and cigarettes, things like of that nature I got, the more I want. The more boys that I picked up, the more I wanted. It was like it became a challenge to see a pretty little young boy come in and everybody shooting at him, everybody trying to get him, everybody trying to pull him in. It became a challenge. It made my dick hard to chase him, to see if I could get him before anyone else.
I met Mark on the chain gang. I would say it was in '98. I wouldn't talk to him for the first couple of days because I was too scared. But then after that, I kind of loosened up a little bit and I got high with him. He was running a store, and I had a person I was looking out for as far as loaning him stuff. So I'd go to Mark and get stuff and loan it out for a money order or whatever, and just pay Mark off. So that's how we got acquainted, was just through business.
He came to me, Mindy came to me and requested to be with me, you know what I'm saying? Which was rather strange because this was like the first guy that ever pulled up on me and said, hey man, can I be with you? So it was rather shocking.
So we ended up doing a business transaction on some money. And he asked me if I would do something for him. And I told him, yeah. Of course, at the time I said that, I didn't have that in mind, but that's what it ended up being. So, from that point on, I didn't really kick it with nobody else for a little over 2 years.
Mindy was not the only one to join Mark's makeshift clan. There was Hips, a forger. He began as a prison wife.
It's really not just a sex thing. It's about having a companion, somebody that you know is your friend.
I got Hips through a partner of mine. Hips went to the street and come back to prison. When he got to the camp, he owed out like $300-400 worth of shit. When he first got there, from before when he was in prison.
And we were business partners. Okay, when I left and he left, we met up again here at Limestone in 2000. Okay, and it was the same scenario. Mark had a boy, David Mendenhall. Okay, and I run tattoos, run a store, and hustle. All right, so Me and Mark started running the store again together, hustling, trying to make more money and more money and more money and more money. And before you know it, I ended up with 2 boys, and he ended up with 2 boys, and we called it a family. And when he wasn't around, I watched all of them. When I wasn't around, he watched all of them.
I got a family of my own, a son and a wife. You always said that I could be whatever I wanted to be. I was blind, but now I see you made a man out of me.
We partied together. We had sex together. And, we fought together. And we was there for each other.
The relationship that we shared was really like the relationship I had with my child's mother. I mean, we were so compatible. You know what I'm saying? We had so much in common. We developed great feelings for one another. He was like my shadow. Everywhere you seen me, you seen him. We were best friends. The relationship wasn't based on sex, me fucking him in his ass. It was more than that. You know what I'm saying? I cared deeply about him.
And we was there for each other through this, whatever situation. So that caused me to have feelings about him, because as good as he was, you just, you don't find too many people that's gonna be that good to you. Not in this place. So that was something new to me. And that's something I respected.
I woke up, first thing I wanted to see was him. Before I went to bed at night, the last thing I wanted to see was him. I love him.
There you go, man.
In a sense, Mark had been turned out by his own boy. He fell in love with Mindy, and in prison that made him vulnerable. But Mark wasn't one to lose control of the situation. He reminded Mindy that it was his job to lure newcomers into their circle.
And David Mendenhall, he worked on radios, and he'd fix my radio and everything. We got to talking, eating together, drinking together. We'd do a little drugs together, and we became friends.
I had never turned a boy out or had a boy or anything, and that wasn't my objective. I was just supposed to pull him away from the other people he was kicking it with and to kick it with us.
They never threatened me, and basically they give me anything I wanted, watches, clothes, boots, shoes, anything I wanted I could get.
His family had cut him off. Mail calls came with no letters from home and no money on the books. Survival was looking grim.
When my folks quit looking out for me, I felt betrayed. I felt like I didn't deserve that. I was at my lowest self-esteem, so I had to find a way to pick me back up, make me happy, make the best out of a bad situation. And Mark and Mendenhall, they did that.
I turned out. Basically, he said he wanted someone to be real with him, someone to give him attention and affection. And he seen how I treated Mindy and my other boys, and he just wanted to get in, so we did.
So we called him Youngin. He just trusted me, with his feelings and everything else, and whatever he thought about, he felt he could talk to me.
Julep is a prison world whiskey. Make it out of yeast, orange juices, and
I'm gonna be so close to some Jim Beam whiskey
rice
until I might make Jim Beam sue me.
It'll get you drunk, pretty much like free world alcohol. We got to drinking that night, and both of us was pretty tipsy. We were just laying on the bed back there. He was at one end of the bed, and I was at the other end of the bed. And he just started rubbing on my leg. Automatically, by me being...
I had to, you know what I'm saying? I gotta deal with these freaking politics out here real quick.
I had began to come a wreck.
We back though.
I didn't have any complex about it. I already liked him. He's a good-looking dude. Everybody liked him. Everybody still likes him.
Part of the family now, Eddie was looked after by Mark's gang, especially by an older wheeler dealer, Jerry Gaskins, JG.
I'll make sure he has something to eat every night. I'll make sure he have some smoke. I'll make sure he have some coffee. But I'm not never giving it to him directly. He's getting it from one of my boys. And for me, my boys get my boys. You know what I'm saying? They tell them the type of person I am, you know what I'm saying? The benefits that they have being with me.
Say like if a new guy came today and I just pull up on him, start talking to him, spending time with him, giving him advice, he would owe me.
Got some gas. I got some gas.
You got some money? Yeah, I got some money. It smell like bell.
Come on now, don't get your nose all in me. What you want to do?
I ain't finna just buy this shit, man.
I'm telling you some gas. What you want to do?
JG, that's my righteous dog.
Y'all bullshit, man. Where did all the cup at? Huh? Wait, son, give me that cup.
I'm just gonna buy your shit.
It's like he's like the older brother that I never had.
Yeah. You don't, hey, look, you ain't gonna just be drinking my whiskey, right? That's all you getting now.
JG loved to get his boys hooked on whatever.
That's gas, ain't it?
And just as quick, snatch it away.
Tell you to get robbed.
No, you ain't finna
Rob.
rob.
We all right, man. Ain't no robbing here, bro.
They give me 10.
I tell you what.
I don't want no shit now. Now you owe me 10 bad now.
When that person might feel like, no, it's not me or whatever, then I cut him off. I cut his supply off. You know what I'm saying? Now I give him time to think about it. You know what I'm saying? He was getting free dope. He was getting free whiskey. He was getting eating every night. He was smoking every night. And then he was getting free sex. Now he don't get none of that no more. And to be able to get that, then this is what he got to do.
They know if they could get me and they could invest a little bit, the way the game goes, I owe them then.
Because, I could let them go out and hang out, flirt a little bit, and come back with some food or come back with some cigarettes or come back with some coffee or whatever, you know what I'm saying, I need it, you know what I'm saying, to make it through the next day.
It happens all the time. They could pimp me out and make, triple, make more money like that than what they've invested. So for me to live clean and have what I like, I guess when I started hanging around Mark and Mendenhall, they did that.
Limestone is a place filled with men who have spent their lives searching for families. Mark, JG, Mindy, Hips, and Edie formed a family at Limestone Correctional.
Right. And that's the way we looked at it. We had a family.
After Mark had found out that I had slept with Mindy, he became anxious. He wanted to himself. When I was spending time with him, Mendenhall would be jealous. So it was causing turmoil in the family. That's what we were a family. It was causing somebody was always mad.
We're removed from our natural families. So we have to, we make bonds and friendships.
Leonard Singletary.
Shout out to Warden Wise out there, man. He's gonna bring some knowledge to the table, man.
Makeshift prison families come and go over time.
We're closer than a lot of families on the street.
I am guys told you, man. I just had to deal with some politics real quick, man.
We shower together. We use the bathroom together. Most families can at least close the door.
I had a couple of my older homeboys calling me, man, in prison, so I had to deal with that real quick. I got some good stories coming forward.
It's been hard for me without my kids in my life.
Power and lust get all twisted up together behind bars. In Alabama, Mark had gotten addicted to both.
I like power. Matter of fact, I love power. I love being in control. I love to be the dominant one. And I practice that and enforce that in every relationship that I've been in prison.
Mark had an empire of boys, but he wasn't satisfied. He spotted Matt.
I had strange feelings for him, and I can remember one day a white team lost a basketball game. So I used to be blood brother. white guy. He took the basketball and kicked it over the fence. So when he makes this move, we had other gang members. So they wanted to do something to him, harm him, bring physical harm to him, right? So myself, as well as Mother Blood, we stepped up. Without us, they would have probably killed him, slaughtered him. He should have understood the love that myself as well as others had for him, to where he did shit that jeopardized the whole family.
All right, for a white guy to go in the penitentiary, it don't matter if he's fucking rock hard and 300 pounds and it's just whoop everybody in that motherfucker that coming at him with game. For a young white guy like myself that was real skinny and wasn't working out and wasn't real healthy and shit and been doing drugs and shit, it's not just one or two people coming at him. It's just boom, 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 boom. Every 5 minutes, it's just boom, boom, boom. You know, it's constant.
They either want you for your money or your ass won.
Mindy and Matt were both doing hard time by the age of 19. Matt had gone from born-again Christian to Satanist, and then was invited to join the Bloods, Mark and JG's gang.
After 2 years of just every day waking up, go play basketball, then go play baseball, and then go to chapel, go here, go there. I mean, it just got old.
Here in a little bit, we're gonna play
I could go
behind the scenes and see what anybody has to say.
And they was cool, man. I liked them, you know. I didn't need to be in a gang. I wanted to be.
Shout out to Warden Wise and Youngblood and
When Mark got transferred out of Limestone, Mindy began to take on the role of a man in charge of the boys.
Whenever they shipped him, and that's whenever pretty much responsibility landed on me to make sure they're all right and to make sure nobody messes with them. You know, you got to, if you have to, die for them.
In Alabama, as in elsewhere, the boys don't really have a choice. If a man wants them, they're gonna get took. But there are other ways to get turned out. It can come from an inmate, or it can come from a prison guard. In Florida, ex-Navy medic Robbie Craig got sentenced to 8.5 years.
3 strikes and you're out. I wrote a
So
prescription.
who is Ron? Who is Ron the pimp to you?
In the Jewish Community Center, passed out in the front seat of a vehicle.
Robbie was worried
What's
about
your
getting even
opinion?
more time if he got into trouble. Trouble started soon after.
Who is
he
Ron the
arrived.
pimp?
After your visitation, it's standard procedure for the inmate to be strip searched. And there was a sergeant that was in charge of the visiting part this day, Sergeant Anderson. And after my visit was over with, we go into what we call a shakedown room. It's a small room, about 6 foot by 8 foot. Turn around, spread your cheeks, and bend over and cough. And what I did, Sergeant Anderson made a throaty noise like this, and he masturbated from inside the control room at me. And
Sergeant Anderson didn't stop there. He used blackmail to get what he wanted.
Ron is Dante.
ordered to
No
go to the front gate to put some Visqueen, which is plastic, over some cabinet shop
Yeah, I kind of figured that out. E-book
outside and was going to be in the weather. And I was in the cabinet shop.
Double Jeopardy.
I'm really caught up in my work, and I'm really working, and things are coming together. And
I'm about to go inside and hit that leak, man.
Thinking. And all of a sudden, keys jingling, and I heard what sounded
I can tell by the views that are on there. The bots ain't
I
watching
came up, I had
today.
a staple gun in my hand, and I turned around, and Sergeant Anderson had exposed
Nah, you cool, Ron Vaughn.
himself.
Stick
And he was
around.
standing there. And,
You've been around 13, 14 years, man. I like your
he looks at
commercial.
me and he tells me to lick it. Those his exact words.
Nah, Ron, you know,
And
I want you to stick
told
around,
him-
man. I like the
said,
pimp.
My words were,
I like the
Sarge,
pimp
I'm not
knowledge.
about that. I've never done nothing like that. You know, I started pleading with him. As he advanced towards me, he was only about 3 feet away. As he was coming towards me, he lifted one of his arms. It was right or left, I can't remember, but he put his hand on my head, and he tells me to lick it. And he's using an authoritative tone, no different than if he was telling me to pick up a cigarette butt or to make my bed or go to chow. It was, he was ordering me to lick it. And anyway, he forced my head down there, and he had his other hand down there, and he was ejaculated on my face, my mouth. And he told me, go put the Visqueen out. I left the tool room and I just started working on the Visqueen. If I were placed in this same situation in what we refer to as the free world, I could have simply walked away. Or if he would have gone to place his hands on me, I could have defended myself. I could have broke his jaw. All this was going through my mind. I mean, thoughts just went, I mean, when something like that happened and you don't expect it to happen and it's just there and it's all of a sudden it's not happening like you thought it would happen in prison, another inmate, you know, to where you could, defend yourself or go down fighting or go down, or die, that's what you.
Right, yeah. Thank you for everybody who's been tuning in so far. But I can tell by the views, the bots have left the building. And I always knew that there was deception to this YouTube. Let's get back to I'm about to drop the link. Let's watch this unedited version. Bubbles. Did I miss something with Bubbles? Bubbles. Okay.
Back in the day, getting drunk niggas and let them know I wasn't no punk. With the old niggas, low niggas, cat dad was drunk on niggas. You know me. I got 10 in my rap recent pieces. I with the mess. I told this buffet.
What's going on, God Soldier? What's going on, God
No,
Soldier?
man.
First boy.
No, man. Just listening to you. And what's going down?
2 years.
Chilling, bro.
Before he went on parole.
See, I'm about to hit that. Oh, here comes Warden Wise, man. You got any questions for Warden Wise?
He developed great feelings for
Let
me.
Warden Wise. I'm about to let him on, man.
He was like my shadow.
Hold on.
Everywhere
Hey,
you see
I'm
me, you see
echoing somewhere.
What's going on, God Soldier?
friends. It wasn't the relationship wasn't based on sex, me fucking him in his ass. It was.
Let me let Warden Wise. How
What's
you
happening
doing, Warden
tonight?
Wise?
What's going on, Noel?
How you doing?
I'm
How you
doing
doing,
good. How
sir?
about you? I'm hanging in there, man. Hanging in there like an OG.
Hanging in there, sir. Just bringing awareness to these deviants that were out there doing this type of stuff to these victims, and the guys that were promoting this type of deviancy. You know what I mean? And I know you as a man of God and your expertise, you can kind of speak on these type of characters.
Oh yeah, they predators. Sometimes they're predators, like Mark Moore. He's a predator. And, they get them boys, and they might take them hostage. What nowadays there's not enough staff there to keep the ship right.
Yeah, I agree.
And he, people like him, man, they get them young boys in there and take them hostage. It starts when they come in receiving. You'll have them receiving runners. They'll start setting them up to play that boo game on them. You know how that goes. And they'll line them up. They got it all set up right when they hit the receiving unit.
Yeah, and that's not something familiar because Charles Allen Hips, he's been a convict. I think he did 30 something plus years, and he said the same similar things that they were being picked up as soon as they hit the reception area. Them boys were they were being either intimidated or either enticed by the
Oh yeah, they come up with that. They come up with that pretend thing, about hell. I'm gonna take care of you here. You need something. You need some, some goods, some coffee, some cigarettes, some dope, whatever it may be. They set them up, and then they'll use them, and then they'll sell them. Everything else. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And though,
Don't cut me off, Noel.
What's going on, God Soldier? Jonathan Schwartz in that documentary, he was more intrigued by the Alabama culture. He seen that the Klan was there, and I guess he wanted to see the dynamic switch powers. He knows that the whites were in power on the streets, but once they hit the penitentiary, the power, it kind of flips.
Oh yeah, it flips. And, I hate that it's that way. I hate that it's black, white, whatever. I just wish we could all be damn people. Hell, it don't matter what color you are.
Yeah, exactly, sir. I don't
You know?
understand. I don't want to cut you off, but this YouTube genre, I thought it was supposed to be, help people, because even when you don't know how to do a simple thing, your heater light pilot goes out, and you Google YouTube, and it shows you how to turn your pilot light back on. YouTube is informational and educational, but at the same time, you got a lot of these guys joining YouTube to spew hate and spew their own narrative of saying that this is okay, that what a black man did to a white man, it's okay. And it's not like he stepped on his shoe and spilled milk or type of stuff. No, man, he did some kind of a horrific type of stuff, regardless of race. It doesn't really matter. But you got these characters coming online and spewing hate.
That's exactly right. I mean, I don't buy into it. I wish people wouldn't buy into it, but people are led by too many different things from some of these hateful people that want to spew that hate. And what good does it do? I mean, what good does it do to be doing all that hating?
It don't.
I mean, I just don't get it. But yeah, you're right now. But if you want to break it down by race, the black man controls the penitentiary, has for a long time.
Exactly, because you see the effects of it. You seen that poor guy, rest in peace, that dude Daniel Williams. I think that's his name. He went in there, a nonviolent criminal, and he was hog-tied, and it's a sad situation what happened to him.
Oh yeah, I went in a cell one night with an officer. I think I was a captain then, and he was shaking them down. He found, that was back before cell phones too much, but I think Limestone was the first one to pop up with cell phone. You remember? I don't know if is Youngblood around?
Let me hit the link. Let me send the link out there.
I don't even know if he remembers old Cornbread. I think old Cornbread, he was a big old tough white boy.
Oh.
I think he was the one that introduced the first cell phone at Limestone. And but I went in that cell one night, and they had so much dope in that cell it wasn't even funny. And I noticed there was a young white boy in the cell, and I'm forgetting the black dude's name, but he was a pimp or whatever. And I'm sitting there looking at this young white boy. He just scared to death, looking around. And I told him, I said, "Take your shirt off. As a matter of fact, just strip down. And we're gonna have a strip search here." And that boy took his clothes off, and he had whelps on him. He'd been being beat with a belt. That's what it was. It was somebody been beating him with a belt.
That's bad. It almost seems like a lot of these guys are dishing out the same kind of punishment that they got either by their mothers or by a stepfather. It's kind of, you know, I'm speaking as a father.
Right.
I have 3 kids, you know, and I've never physically punished them like as far as getting a belt and leaving marks on them, you know, because
No.
I've you know, I grew up on the streets and I know what I'm capable of doing, and I've never like wished upon that like on my kids. So I can understand the like the welts and the belts, because that's almost like trying to dehumanize somebody, like what you do to a cattle or to a horse. You know, you try to dehumanize this person by beating them with the belt, and it's kind of sadistic.
It is sadistic. And I just didn't understand why some of them wouldn't open up their damn mouth. Of course, I can understand it now because, again, I go back to the same thing. There's just not enough people working there, and not enough good people working there that give a damn. And this stuff don't have to go on. If you got the right amount of staff and you keep the discipline, huh? You keep the discipline in the prison, and it goes back to the days. We used to make everybody be clean shaven. We made everybody have their clothes right. Tuck your shirt in before you go to chow. You go work on the farm. You do this, you do that. All those things come together to keep order.
Exactly.
But if you don't, when you let them start running wild in there, and that's where the correctional officer comes in, you got to have somebody that's going to go down there, walk around, talk, get to know these inmates, find out what the hell's going on, and stop some of this mess. This just ain't right. You just don't. It's just not right to let these people be beaten, abused, and screwed in the butt if they don't want to be screwed in the butt. You know, it's just crazy. It's just like old country boy was talking about. Mind be fucking out of his ass for 10 soups, and be doing that for the rest of his time penitentiary over 10 soups. You still there? I lost you. Did we die? I've been there. Technical difficulties. What happened?
Hello?
Hey, I'm here.
Hello?
Are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me now, Warden Wise?
Oh yeah, we must have some technical difficulties going on there.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, sir. Sorry about that. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
that's all right. That's all right.
I apologize.
No, don't do that. You all right?
No, because I'm the type of person that if I mess up, I like to apologize, get it out the
Well,
way.
I hear you. Me too.
you know, uh, we were talking about Mark Moore.
Right.
Let me put that video back on. Yeah, man, it's just the audio. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm gonna let Young Blood back on. How you doing, Young Blood? I muted everybody else.
Noel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Young Blood. How you doing, brother?
Warden Wise, can you hear me?
Yeah, Young Blood, I hear you, man.
Man, I've been trying to get this thing to work.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of we have some technical
Last I
difficulties.
heard that, last I heard, Warden asked me, did I know cornbread? Yeah, I remember cornbread.
Yeah, you remember Big Old Corn? He dropped dead of a heart attack back there at the Shakedown Shack.
Yeah.
43
Yep,
years old.
he had, as a matter of fact, he was finna EOS that Monday.
He was going to EOS.
Yeah, he was going to EOS that sentence that following Monday. He dropped dead that Friday.
I didn't know he was going to EOS. I can't
Yeah.
remember. Well, you might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that cornbread's a pretty good old boy. But what I was talking about is he's the one that probably was one of the first ones to get a cell phone in the penitentiary.
You know, cornbread, he know how to get around now.
Yeah, man, he screwed half them nurses that worked over at the Free World Nurses. He screwed half of them.
Yeah.
That sucker must have been hung like a donkey, boy. I mean,
he was hell, wasn't he?
I had to fire a couple of them because of that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna call no names, but I know you talking about.
Yeah. What about old short dog? You little old white boy, dark hair.
Yeah, I remember you was a what for lieutenant?
He was in that Southern Brotherhood or some shit.
SB?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember short dog. He got around too now.
I think he's back at Limestone now, ain't he?
I don't know because I can't remember his full name.
It was Burks, Tommy Burks.
Yeah, I'll look him up and see. I'll look him up.
Yeah, I think he's at Limestone.
Hang on a minute.
Back there. As soon as I left there to go to St. Clair, the warden there moved his ass because he knew he was telling me everything.
You a good man, Warden Wise, man. I like you, man, because you a convict guy, man. You tell it how it is.
Well, I like you too, Noel. You sound like a cool cat.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
You ain't never been in the penitentiary.
Nah, man. The most time I did, man. Good thing to God, man. I did 2 years in Texas Penitentiary, but that was enough for me. I done seen it all, man.
I hear you. Texas probably run a little better than Alabama is now.
Yeah, it is, man. To be honest, it is, man. Because I think it is to the inmate population. Because the inmate population has structure.
Yeah, that's what you got to have. You got to have that structure, man. They ain't got no structure now.
No, they got to realize that this is okay and that is not okay. And Texas, it's different. It's different. We got some real white dudes that are some stomped down white dudes that I've known some white dudes from the streets. And then once they go to the penitentiary, man, this type of white dudes, you just leave them alone. Leave them alone.
Yeah. Well, that's what everybody ought to do their time and leave them alone and try to get along. And I mean, if you want to do the gay thing, there's plenty of people in there to do it with you willingly. You ain't got to be taking it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. We're in the new millennium, new generation where these guys are flamboyant and out in the open. Hey, and they're looking for a daddy.
Yeah, that's right. That was probably a pretty good thing you popped up there a minute ago about it. All of them searching for a father figure or something. And it's sad to say, but a lot of them now you sound like you a good daddy, but a lot of them guys just they didn't have no daddy. They didn't even know who their daddy was. And then half the time their mama was out there working the streets or something. And there you go. It's just like you got that young boy in Birmingham now, done killed 14 people. 22
Yeah.
years old. His daddy's in the pen. He used to be a head of the Bloods or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
bad.
they got him down at I think he's at Kirby lockup now.
Yeah, he's at Kilby. Yeah.
Yep. Following his daddy's footsteps, ain't
Well, he's worse than his daddy. Done killed 14 people, or his daddy
he?
didn't get caught. But I mean, that's terrible. 22-year-old man out here just killing it. Went in there and shot them two firemen in the firehouse. Now they're gonna put up all kinds of security around firehouses and stuff, where people just can't come in there and get their blood pressure took and stuff like they used to.
Yeah, but the fire department, like down here in Texas, it's a safe zone. Like where mothers don't want to deal with their kids, or they just maybe it's too much for them to handle. The fire department is for them to go drop their kids off.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just sad situation. What part of Texas you in, Noel?
Oh, like the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Oh, okay. I love Texas.
Yeah, man, Texas is lovely. Texas is welcoming everybody.
Texas and Florida. That's two of my favorite states besides Alabama.
Yeah, I like that stand your ground. I like that as well. And
Yeah. I like to go down there in that hill country.
yeah, man, there's a lot of open country out here where you can go hog hunting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hunts, and you can go with pigeon, quail, especially the wild hog. The wild hog is a nuisance down here in Texas, so it's open for them guys.
Yeah. Shoot, yeah.
This right here, Warden Wise, is an unseen footage of what Mark was doing. Just I'm gonna press play. I just want you to see the lust and evilness and wickedness in this guy's eyes. And he's at fault, but also the people that were promoting this guy. Because it's like, if you're promoting this guy on social media, which is YouTube, and it's basically national TV, you should be held accountable as well.
You sure should be.
It was more than that. I cared deeply about him. I woke up. First thing I wanted to see was him.
Still got that audio problem.
Can't hear it nowhere.
Can you hear a little bit?
Cowboys and
There you go. There you go.
Then you got your man. I was looked at to be turned out.
Yeah, you was turned out.
I ended up going to down to a room to smoke a joint. We was on the same 16 dorm at that time. And
I want to pause it right there, Warden. How were you familiar with dorm 16 or any kind of dorm?
I started dorm 16. I was the beginning of dorm 16. When it first opened as a work center, then it turned into the chain gang. When Fob James was governor, turned into the chain gang.
Okay, so you were real familiar with dorm 16 at the time.
Oh yeah, that's where we put them out on the road in chains, and then we put them on the rock pile. Which I wasn't really all fond of all that, but I got to do what the governor says.
Yes, sir.
But that was a rough dorm. That was a rough dorm, but it had structure, and it was pretty hard. It was pretty hard in dorm 16 to do a lot of that stuff because I kept officers walking through there all the time.
Okay. I'm gonna play a little bit more, sir.
All right.
We ended up doing some other things, and that's what brought me in. Once you start something in here, don't change it. They don't too easily let you do that. Once you're one way, you're always that way.
Create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a spirit in me.
Alabama.